Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your monthly intuitive tarot reading for June. I am super excited for this for you. If you are a regular, welcome back, Taurus. Wonderful to have you here. Drop in for another reading. And if you are a newbie, welcome. My name is Bronya. I'm an intuitive tarot reader. Looking forward to bringing you through this message. So strap in, Taurus, because this is going to be a longer reading. Now, many of you did ask me for longer readings, and I used to do these, and then life got in the way, and I didn't for a long time, but I've brought them back. So it's going to be probably around 20 minutes or so. We will be keeping the short and sharp, just in time weekly insights as well. So I'm going to be doing both. All right. So I know that not everyone will like these, and not everyone likes the other ones, but yeah, trying to keep you all happy. All right. So that is the case. Now, if you do enjoy it, if you do, please do like, share, comment. Most importantly, hit subscribe. It keeps the channel going, basically, but also allows me to connect with your energy. I also love it when you drop me a comment and let me know where you're tuning in from, because then I sort of know where you are, and I can connect with you in that way. So that would be amazing. Now, what we're going to do here today, Taurus, is I'm going to be reading a traditional Celtic cross for you. Then I will, before I jump into that, I'm going to be framing up with some oracle energies. And yeah, we will see where it goes from there. Now, just to speak to the energy that we're in this month in June, we're in Gemini season, and that is ruled by the energy of the Lovers in the tarot, in the major arcana. Now, that's not just about love and relationships, although it can bring a focus to partnerships, relationships, whether personal or professional. But the energy of the Lovers is around choice, right? But really big choices around matters of the heart. So I'm asking you, Taurus, has there been a decision on your heart, a calling of the heart that you've been deeply navigating or trying to make that decision, whether to move towards something, move away from something? Well, this is the time that comes under focus. And being Gemini season, it's very much about having the bravery to communicate, to speak that choice, because when we do that, the words are the spells that we cast, and that's what actually creates the reality. People start moving around us, like, we've made that choice, we start taking the action steps. So that is the focus. Now, I also went back, Taurus, and I pulled out your June energies from our 2025 year ahead reading, and you had the Seven of Wands and the Three of Pentacles for this month. Now, the Seven of Wands can be where there's been a push, a challenge, maybe even a struggle around Three of Pentacles. And Three of Pentacles for me is often the build, right? Something that you're trying to create or build, and it can lead to the physical form. This could be wanting to join a new work team and trying to go through recruitment or interview processes. The Three of Pentacles can be, learning, study, development, trying to apply for colleges or courses, and it could be a competitive environment. In terms of love and relationships, the Three of Pentacles for me would be actually executing a shared goal, vision, or plan, and that could be to move in together, to invest together, maybe build a family and life together. But maybe there has been some challenges that you've been navigating along the way, right? Isn't there always? So that's our energy coming in. And I often say that Three of Pentacles is the earthly realization of the Empress energy, because she's number 3 in the major arcana. So maybe there's something here that you've been wanting to create for a while, like I said, the decisions on your heart or the callings on your heart, and you might have even tried to start the process, but I feel that this is the month to get really serious about it and take that quantum leap forward. All right, let's jump in with a major arcana, Taurus. It has chosen itself, and oh my goodness, your dreams, sorry, the ring light is blaring, your dreams need a practical plan. So yeah, I know that doesn't sound necessarily sexy, but the Three of Pentacles is that. It's like, what resources do you need? What's the timeline? When do we start, right? Are we on the same page? What are the milestones? Do we have the money, the time, whatever it may be? So full moon and Taurus energy coming through, so it happens to be, your card from the deck. It's saying, what do you need to do, plan, or obtain in order to bring this to fruition, to bring this to fulfillment. All right, we'll pop that down. Let's jump into the Celtic cross now, Taurus. I'm using the major arcana just for the first position to signify you, and I will then draw the rest of the cards from the Rider-Waite. Okay. So we have the universe. That's the world. That's the last of the major arcana that comes after judgment. And this one here for me talks about entering into a whole new era, like a whole new life chapter, like a 10-year cycle, a 20-year cycle. So this decision is big because it changes your life in some way. And I think you're very ready for this. You're also probably moving away from or letting go of a significant past chapter in order to move towards this. And that's where you might be sitting in the energy of judgment at the moment that comes before this, because that's trying to make the judgment call to rise up, to liberate beyond the challenges, the blocks, the obstacles, that Seven of Wands, but what's been coming at you that might have blocked your path towards this leading up till now. But Taurus, remember, this is the time to take further action. If you are around one of your Saturn's return ages, so 30 plus or minus a couple of years, 60 plus or minus a couple of years, it's even more significant. And if you're around 60, it could be, really looking at that next phase of your life, like retirement, or, really trying to get yourself financially set up in some way, or, downsizing your home, after empty nester, that sort of thing. And if you're around the 30 age group, it could be trying to forge your path ahead, often trying to build that life, like create the family, all that sort of thing. And anywhere in between, we've covered some other scenarios as to what that may be. Okay, Taurus, let's move on this. I'm going to get your biggest influence out. And I'm going to pull these as I go, actually, Taurus, rather than shuffle them all out at the start. All right, your biggest influence is the Two of Cups. Now, there's the partnership energy. I just want you to know this is not necessarily a love reading. I always see the Two of Pentacles as being the partnership that's going to help you execute that goal. And for some of you, that's partnering with a financial institution, with a new employer, with an authority. But yes, for some of you, your personal relationships, whether romantic or, friendships or family relationships, are where the focus is this month. And really looking at the balance and harmony and investment in that relationship, because whatever you're deciding on here to create or enter into is a big deal, right? Because it's long term. So that's your biggest influence. Now let's look at your recent past. Four of Swords. Yeah, so this is the pause, the wait. You've been contemplating, meditating, maybe sitting on this decision. We talked about that at the start. And see how there's like that Ace of Swords there. I always say with this card here, it's like looking for the clarity, the answers, the breakthrough as to when or how to move ahead, like to get that plan in place, like the practical plan. So you know what this is that you want to create, but for some reason it's either been on pause, there's been a block, or a wait involved. And I mean, we see the Three of Swords here as well. Like you might have navigated a loss or a disappointment along the way to this journey. But remember, the world, the universe, it's opening up in majorly expansive ways now. All right. In the near future, Eight of Swords. Okay, so swords. This is where we're up in the mind and looking at those blocks and going, I can't move forward because of them. So we have to reframe when the Eight of Swords comes in. Sometimes those blocks come up to require strength and growth, to personally test us in order to move forward. And that's why we need to see them from a different perspective. I can tell with that Seven of Wands that you're being challenged here, but the message is that you've got the higher ground. Now, Taurus, I'm rereading, I've just actually finished it again, The Alchemist at the moment. And, what that speaks of is that when the message of the book is that when our heart wants something so much the whole universe conspires with us to help us achieve that goal, right? Bear with me. And at the start, we often have a flurry of beginner's luck. Everyone, the right people turn up, it all is going swimmingly, it just seems to be lining up. And then what happens is that we might hit a bit of a plateau in the energy, but often as we're getting closer to either taking the big step, the big leap, or bringing that hope, dream, and wish into fruition, we get tested, right? And those tests can be hard, but they are often the universe saying, have we integrated the learning, the lessons, so that we've earned that outcome? Because one of the messages of the world, the universe, is that it's a spiritual graduation into your next cycle, and the universe is not going to take you there unless you've gone through the learning. So the Eight of Swords could be, lessons around not letting the mind overcome you and seeing things from a different perspective, seeing those obstacles as growth opportunities and not as, true blocks. Okay, the known. Five of Swords. Yeah, what you know is that you are in that battle right now and you're having to fight for this. So, regardless of what the situation is, it has not been easy. And I think that you're getting to the pointy end. You're getting to that testing point, which often is when we break through. So the Five of Swords, that might be making you feel conflicted about this path. Like, was this really meant for me? This relationship, this job, this journey? I say keep going. Three of Pentacles, Seven of Wands is perseverance, is determination, is resilience, and that I know it's cliche, but that saying comes up, Taurus, fortune favors the brave, because it does, right? Because it wants to see some skin in the game. It wants to see that you're invested, and it wants you to learn along that journey. So the Five of Swords is here. Maybe you just feel like giving up. You just feel like putting those swords down and going, I'm done. But yeah, you're not done yet. There's still energy in the tank. All right, so let's see on that note. The unknowns is the Knight of Cups. Wow. What you don't know is that there could be some help on the way. Or, for some of you, you're waiting. You might be waiting for an outcome or an answer, to find that missing piece, for an opportunity to show up, a door to open. The Knight of Cups is all of those kinds of things. It's like a messenger of opportunity. It's an invitation. It's a proposal. So what you don't know is that, yes, the universe is testing you, but remember, it's still conspiring with you. So the Knight of Cups is very much that energy of the missing piece, the what you need coming in to get you over the hurdle, to get you over the block, all right? So this can be coming, with a person, because generally the universe will use people as the connector. But there could be some other truth that you learn or insight. So a messenger of opportunity is the missing piece, and maybe that is who you partner with, whether romantically or the right opportunity, a messenger of opportunity bringing the right opportunity. Okay, advice. Ooh, I've actually pulled two, so we'll honor that. The Leo energy of strength and the Eight of Wands. So fortune favors the brave, strength and courage to follow the heart. The Eight of Wands is communication. So I'm coming back to that Knight of Cups. Now, because this is your advice, you might be needing to communicate. You might be needing to follow up, follow through, take a bigger action here when we talked about the communication piece. So if there is anything that you've left uncommunicated, or you've got applications out there, or you're navigating conflict with someone with that Five of Swords, it's important for you to be active in the process. Don't sit and wait anymore, because that's going to lead you to the Eight of Swords, and it's going to create a block, and it's going to make you feel disempowered, and then maybe you'll give up on your quest. But for others of you, I feel like that's the receivership of communication. That might be the piece that you need, but you're going to need to make that brave decision. But do that and you unlock the potential here that we see in that infinity sign in the Strength card. All right, external influences. The Nine of Cups, right? I think that, this is supportive energy. You might have people encouraging you around you. Sometimes the Nine of Cups is an energy of satisfaction, contentment, and pride. Like, I've just drawn the Strength card for you. So just be mindful of pride, because sometimes that can stop us from making certain moves or decisions as well. Sometimes pride can be a block. Try and come back to the initial dream. Remember, your dreams need a practical plan. In your environment, maybe express your dream, because then other people come on board as well. But this is a very strong indication of the fulfillment of your wish or dream. And we've got quite a few cups energies in this reading. And that is, feeling that satisfaction starting to come in, because you're moving closer. Hopes and fears, Taurus. The King of Cups, so many cups. Scorpio energy, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You might fear that this won't transform into that outcome, right? Look at that King of Cups sitting there at sea on this concrete slab. And it's kind of this energy of, will this float or will it sink? Will I be able to swim through this? I think that you'll be able to find that resting place while you're in the emotional waters. Before, you've been in the Four of Swords, resting in inaction or inactivity. But this king here is floating with it, right? Rolling with it. It is managing the emotions. And because of that, things are transforming. Like, this is the Death card in the Minor Arcana, which talks about things rebirthing. It talks about things growing and flowing and moving again. Now, you might be dealing with a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. You might have a specific scorpionic placement in your birth chart. It is the hopes and fears. So there could be, it can stand for an authority figure that, you're fearful of what decision that they will make and whether they'll really see your worth, see your magic. Let's go to the outcome. Let's see what we have here, Taurus. You're going to love this. The Four of Wands, Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. I think that you're going to be getting a very affirming decision here. Like the Four of Wands, I know it sounds cheesy again, but it is the happy ever after card. And it talks about things coming into perfect balance, perfect harmony. It also happens to be the 1111 card. So if you're seeing that angel number, like every time you think about the situation or take steps towards it, for me, that is the universe saying, keep going. You're manifesting. It's meant to be. The Four of Wands talks about things firming up. It's the four sides of the square. It's the most stable energy in the tarot. So what you don't know, I feel, is that, you're going to get to that outcome. But this is not a time to quit. This is not a time to give up. This is not a time to get lost in the conflict. This is not a time to let the mind get the better of you or to go the other direction. Remember, you've got the higher ground. Use your communication. The world, the universe wants to bring you forward into that expansive cycle. But I get the feeling that you're at the pointy end and you are navigating those divine tests. But those who push through get to the outcomes. And the Four of Wands is not any kind of outcome. It's the dream, if I can pick that one up. It's the dream that needs the practical plan and needs the action, needs the communication behind it. But Taurus, do that and you can absolutely get there. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope you enjoyed this message, Taurus. If you did, please do like, share, comment, hit subscribe. Personal readings and healings, you'll find my website linked down below as well. Find me on the socials, Instagram and TikTok, if you would like different daily content. And maybe check out your 2025 year ahead tarot reading here, see how this energy is playing out across the coming months. That's linked in one of these corners right now. Anyway, I'm sending you so much love and magic, Taurus. Do take care. Bye for now.